Okay, so we're done with our bacalaitos fritos. Now we're gonna move on to our Colombian arepas, stuffed with cheese. All right, so this pretty much gonna take us just between 5 and on cooking, say 10 minutes. So that's pretty much it. So let's get started. What we're gonna need is 1 cup of corn flour, 1 cup of water, 2 spoons of brown sugar. I have American cheese. You can use mozzarella cheese, which is normally what you will find at the Colombian restaurants. I love yellow American cheese. What about you, Pete?
I love cheese, man.
Yeah,
I just had a pound last night.
Exactly. My wife, she loves the white mozzarella cheese, but I'm gonna surprise her today. We're just gonna incorporate everything together. I got my pan already warming up with my oil. So this is very simple. I'm not using any spoons or forks. I'm just gonna use my hands, okay? It's your choice if you want to use a spoon or if you want to use a whisk, but I'm just gonna use my hands to actually put this dough together. So the first thing I'm gonna start with is with my corn flour. 1 cup of water. Actually, I'm going to pour that cup of water very slowly. And what I'm going to start doing with my hands is I'm going to start mixing the water with the corn. I don't want my dough to be watery nor too thick. It just has to be right, what we call al punto, which means it has to be at a certain point, okay? It might stick to your hands, but in order for me actually give it the shape for the arepa, I'm just gonna keep my hands nice and damped. I'm gonna, rinse my hands with water so I could actually be able to manipulate my arepa, okay? Just give it that little round shape. I'm just gonna keep adding water. Again, it's 1 cup of water, but I'm going to be careful as I'm pouring it in. In Puerto Rico, we call it Sorullitos, okay, which is the same thing, and I'm pretty sure that everywhere else, besides from the Caribbean and South America, I'm pretty sure that throughout the world they have the same dish, but they call it a different name. I remember my grandmother making this in the morning for breakfast. Oh, with a cup of coffee. You ever had your mom or your grandmother do that in the morning?
My grandmother made that for me. Oh, I love it.
My God. You know what? With
this is so much, man.
With a fried eggs or scrambled eggs and a couple of sorullitos with a cup of coffee.
I used to go every Saturday with my father to see the game.
I know.
She had cereal right there.
My dear grandmother, may she rest in peace. Altagracia Sanchez. Oh my God. Growing up in the Bronx with her, I remember her making me breakfast, making me Sorullitos de Maiz. Instead of giving a round shape, they look like little cigars.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Remember that?
Yeah, you're right.
You know?
She used to make different shapes. My grandmother
yes,
did the same thing,
yes,
different shapes.
Yep, exactly. This is looking pretty good. Exactly what I was looking for. As you can see, my dough is not too loose, nor too thick. It's just perfectly right. As you can see, and it's sticking but not that much, so that's perfect. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep mixing this in, and we're gonna add, I have right here 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, so I'm just gonna drop the sugar in. Okay, that's gonna give it the nice and sweet. Okay, and just make sure everything blends in with the sugar. Oh, my wife is in for a treat today. Bacalaito fritos and Colombian arepas. Okay? Again, you could serve this up as a breakfast, an appetizer. They're so great, and they're also very filling. So, all right, this is looking good. But it's funny because once I pour in the brown sugar, I noticed that my dough actually became a little bit more loose. I could still shape it to the way I want, but I noticed that it's actually sticking a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit more corn flour. Okay, and again, it's to get to al punto, just to get exactly, not too dry, not too sticky. Okay, so I'm just going to pour in a little bit of flour, and again, it's about How much would you say that is, Pete?
Less than a quarter.
Less than a quarter? Maybe like a spoon of corn flour. All right, and this is looking better. As you can see, it's not really sticking that much to my hands, and I could pretty much move it around. So this is great. This is exactly what I want it to be. Al punto. Okay? Exactly what I want it to be. It's not too thick and it's not too loose. Alright, so our dough is actually on point. So now all I'm going to do is start making little corn balls. There we go. And I'm just going to shape it. And on the ends, just try to tuck that in. Alright, once you tuck that in, and again I can feel actually the dough is sticking to my hand, you're going to carefully place it on your hot oil. And by the way, the oil that I'm using is coconut oil. Please don't make the same mistake I did. Instead of using vegetable oil or coconut oil, I did olive oil. And yes, you know, mind you, we have sugar in here, so it's supposed to be sweet. Once you drop it into the olive oil, it's olive. So you might have a bitter taste between those two, Pete.
You're right.
Get it.
Bitter.
All right. So I got my arepa sitting on my hand, ready to get dumped into my oil. Okay, and our pot, frying pan. All right. So you have to keep an eye on the arepa. Again, it only takes a couple of seconds for it to cook. So keep an eye, don't walk away, because this is going to cook pretty fast. Okay, see, it's maintaining its shape, and then what we're going to do is actually I'm going to create a pocket right on the side. So with the knife, my little knife over there, I'm just going to cut open right in the middle, then we're going to stuff the cheese in there. I just flipped the arepa around, and as you can see, it's already getting a little bit toasty and brown on one side. And if you actually press on it, you can see it's like a pancake, you know? It's already almost cooked. So I'm just gonna leave it there for not even a minute, half a minute. Keeping an eye on it until it turns nice, that golden yellow color. See you can tell the difference. So while that one is cooking, I'm just going to get the other one ready, and again, same shape. And if you don't remember how to make the shape, again, mixing the dough, make a corn ball, and just flatten it out. And one hint, when you're cooking the arepas, you want to make sure that your heat is actually on low. You don't want to burn the arepas. Like I said, they cook pretty quick. So just make sure your heat is actually at medium or a little bit less than medium. As you can see, the color of my arepas, okay, they're nice and golden. Once I'm done, just gonna put in my plate. All right, so our arepas are done. Arepas are done, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a pocket on the side. So,
Pocket, what, they need money?
yep, you gotta stuff it with money.
No. They look like lips.
And please be careful, they're hot. So you might want to let them sit there for a couple of minutes and let them cool off. All right, as you can see, it's still steaming, so now is a great to actually stuff it with cheese.
Okay.
And the next one. And again, please be careful, they're hot. Place my cheese inside the arepa. I created the pockets and I placed them back on my hot oil. And I'm just waiting for that cheese just to melt. As you can see, there goes my opening. The cheese is right there. Oh yeah, it's melting. Look at that, Pete.
Oh man, it looks gooey and good.
And there you have it, folks. Arepa Colombiana, stuffed with cheese. And Pete, guess what?
What?
I got a surprise for you.
You got a surprise for me?
Yes, I
Yeah,
got a
what's the
surprise.
surprise? You know, I like surprises.
While I was cooking the arepas, I had a pot of coffee brewing.
Pot of coffee?
Exactly.
Does that mean what I think it means?
Yes, we're gonna have arepas with coffee, like back in the old days. Remember that?
Oh, my grandmother.
So come around, let's try these babies out. Salud, Pete.
Salud, Rob.
So let's try one of these babies
Let's
out.
try this out.
And 1,
2, 3. Oh. Oh, man.
Good, right?
This tastes just like grandma's.
Like grandma.
I'm not kidding. This is grandma's recipe right here.
And with some cafe.
Coffee. I'm back being a 10-year-old again.
Hit the spot. You know what? I don't need dinner. This is dinner right here.
This is enough for me.
Coffee and this.
You know what you're missing. This is delicious. Follow the recipe to the T.
2 of these. Cup of coffee. That's it. You'll be out like a light. You know? So try that at home. And until next time on Hey!
What's cooking, Rob?